Right, welcome everybody to the Or Umbrella Podcast. I've got a question for you, Mr. Bubsy. Are
What
you
is it?
ready?
No, but okay. Let's
I
just let's just
said,
start.
are you ready? Now,
Yes.
for the two of us in attendance and the tens that are watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Oh, yeah! That's what we're talking about. Okay, we are so excited today to be talking a little bit of wrestling with first time on the podcast, my nephew, another member of the Or Umbrella. We are talking about Joshua Orr, aka Turtle Guy. Or that's your YouTube channel, right?
No, it's just Turtle Guy now.
Turtle Guy. All right, Turtle Guy. What's the? Is there any numbers behind it or anything?
I'm pretty sure just Turtle Guy 776.
Turtle Guy 776. So make sure and subscribe to this young man's YouTube channel. What kind of stuff do you do on there?
Gaming and Beyblade content. Some skits, very funny skits.
I agree. I've seen your skits. They are indeed funny. All right. Before we get talking about wrestling, tell me about the man in your background.
This is, I think it was like Funny Man Cat Whistle, you know.
Cat Weasel.
Okay, it's an old British wrestler that was very interesting. You should look up his matches on YouTube. They were great, excellent. Some may say.
Excellent. You know, I want everyone to be surprised, so we won't reveal too much about the Cat Weasel to the people that don't know. But his classic matches. Look up the match with him and what was it, Steve Peacock?
Yes, the peacock.
Cat Weasel versus Steve Peacock. That is the match of the century right there.
Yes.
So you and I have been watching wrestling together since you were born, since you
Yeah.
were very, very little. We had an experience I wanted us to talk about the show. We went to WrestleMania weekend. The first thing we did was WrestleCon. Tell everybody about WrestleCon for us.
WrestleCon was this event where popular
Speak up a little bit.
wrestlers would be there, and you could talk to them and take pictures with them, and it was great. Like I got some pictures right here that signed autographs actually.
Cool.
I have an autograph with Sergeant Slaughter right here. It's kind of blurred because of the background, but you probably get it. And I also have Danhausen right here.
Love that Danhausen. Very nice, very evil.
Yes.
So Sergeant Slaughter was especially amazing because he put you in the old Cobra clutch.
Yes, he did, and he did that for free also. Like, usually you would have to pay for it, but I got it for free because I'm just that cool.
Exactly. You know that tripped me out when I heard that. He's like, "All right, I can't remember how much it is. I'm just gonna make it up. It was like $30 for a picture, $50 for an autograph and a picture, and like $70 for if you want him to be put up, if you want him to put
Yeah.
you in the clutch." But
And
he did it all for a cheap price, so he didn't charge you any extra, which was pretty sweet.
which it was just great. It was great. I could barely speak because like you would walk and you would just see a wrestling legend just sitting there and they were just like, "Hi."
I know, yeah. So I met Danhausen as well. I didn't get to meet Sergeant Slaughter, but I was there when you met him. Danhausen was very nice, very evil.
Very evil.
He was really good. He sat around and talked to everybody real extra. I got to meet Hacksaw Jim Duggan was my favorite to meet. He's like the nicest guy. He like gave us hugs and was like, giving us free pictures, and he was just such a cool dude. Like, very nice. I met Chavo Guerrero, who was extremely friendly. I got to talk to and meet Brian Pillman Jr. from AEW. That guy was like just, I mean, you say it a lot, but like really one of the nicest wrestlers you'll ever want to meet, Brian Pillman Jr.
Yeah, because wrestlers are actually much nicer than they seem.
They are, except for, I'll tell you what, my childhood reared back at me. I was going to get a picture with Demolition, and I walked by them, and Smash had this mean look on his face, like he was upset about something. And I slowly and gently just walked away. I'm like, I am not going to get anywhere near Smash because I don't want to get the Demolition top rope move. I forgot what they called it, but yeah, I didn't want all of that. And then, but I did get to meet Akeem the African Dream, and I met Reverend Slick, and Slick, this made my life. Mm-hmm. He told me that me and Akeem could have been a tag team together. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. He said, he's the one-man gang. Together, y'all could have been the whole gang. I'm like, because we were like the same size. Like, that's one thing. Like, I'm 6'5", and so I was the same size as him and a lot bigger than some of them other guys. So it was really cool, a really cool experience. Yeah. Then we went to NXT. How'd you enjoy NXT?
NXT was great. Some of it was better than some WrestleMania shows.
Agree. What was your favorite match from NXT that you got to see?
I had to be the ladder match.
Yeah.
For the champion belt. That one was just great.
That was. We thought that one guy was seriously injured. Grayson Waller.
Yeah. Luckily it wasn't too bad.
No, it wasn't too bad at all. And so that was really cool. And then we went to WrestleMania Night 1. Such a crazy, loud atmosphere that I've never seen anything like. I've never been to Cowboy Stadium before. Had you ever been?
No.
So that big screen, that Jumbotron, was like the size of a small city.
If I have to be honest, I didn't look at that too much because watching the wrestling match when they were in the ring was like watching ants like battling. Like you could tell what they were doing. You could tell the moves they were using. But it was just so cool seeing them so tiny. And it's just such a cool experience with it being so loud and so many people yelling. It was kind of scary at first, but then it went perfect. Great.
That reaction when Cody Rhodes came out, everybody went totally nuts because everybody kind of thought it was going to be him, and then some people were saying he wasn't going to show up, and they never officially said anything, and it's one of those things you never know until it actually happens. And man, that was loud, but it was nothing compared to how loud people were for Stone Cold, right?
Yes, that was great. I think that was a great match for him.
Yeah, Kevin Owens did a good job with him. What was crazy is like when you walked out of the arena after everything was over, people were still chanting for Stone Cold and saying his catchphrases probably for an hour afterwards, right?
Yeah.
People were just walking down the street, yelling everything and saying all his stuff and talking about Stone Cold and give me this and that and we're G-rated, but give me a heck yeah, like just everywhere.
Yeah, they did that too much. At first it was cool, but then you just heard it way too much.
Everybody was saying it so loud and so often. It was really cool. But so yeah, WrestleMania was a great experience. What was your favorite part of that weekend?
I don't know. It honestly, it was just it was probably the WrestleCon, because though WrestleMania was great, it was loud. WrestleCon, you could like meet stars, and it was so cool just like walking past people you've seen on TV. You've seen them wrestle.
Yeah, like so it was. I actually have a list of everybody I got to talk to there because I was just going by. I was going by tables, and just saying hi to people because you paid to get a picture or an autograph, but you could talk to anybody, and they were all really nice to talk to. Nice to talk to you. So I met this is a lot of them. Jake the Snake Roberts. I met very briefly. You remember when we saw him? He went outside to like smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I was like, "Hey, Jake." He was like, "Hello." Did Buff Bagwell? I had a really long conversation with him, and it was really good. Brian Pillman Jr., Rowan from the Wyatt family. He talked to Amber a lot. Talked to my wife Amber, for those who don't know who that is, a lot. The Taskmaster, Kevin Sullivan, Akeem Slick, Virgil, the Bushwhacker, Luke the Bushwhacker. He came over and I was wearing a Danhausen shirt and he was like, "Hey you, come here, mate." I was like, "What's up?" He was like, "Who the bloody heck is Danhausen?" I was like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "I'm just kidding. That man, he puts on his silly face painting. The kids like him, so I ain't got nothing against him, mate." I'm like, "Okay, Luke."
Oh, that's great.
And then, of course, Hacksaw was the best, my favorite. Chavo Guerrero, Danhausen, D'Lo Brown, Tim Storm from MWA, Rich Swann from Impact Wrestling, Sam Houston, who I'd had on the podcast before. I went by and said hi to him. The Godwins. Yeah, I think that's everybody I met there. But, yeah, like you said, you just walked by people like, the Godfather and the Lucha Brothers from AEW. You met who's the guy? From the Dark Order, Evil Uno.
Oh yes, I did.
How was that? I didn't get to ask you about that. How was meeting Evil Uno?
It was pretty cool. It was great.
I like Evil Uno. Yeah. So it was cool. What was that?
It was a water bottle.
So I've got.
It was empty. Don't worry. That's the bottle I use for water. This is my teacup.
Ooh, tea. I like coffee. I like tea. I like the girls, and the girls like me.
Just awkward silence.
Awkward silence. What was that? What was that you said when you were a kid? You're like,
oh, awkward. Still have it, baby. Still have it.
It happens. Awkward moments happen all the time. I was at the doctor today and getting an allergy shot, and they were like, "Hey, just give me your hip." And I'm like, "My hip?" And so immediately I'm like, "Does she want me to pull my pants down and show my hip?" And so I pulled my pants down, I was basically mooning her, and she was like, "Oh no, I'm doing it above here." I'm like, "Oops." And so I accidentally mooned my nose.
Why would you say hip? You say like your underbelly or something.
I know it was like above my hip, and I don't know, it was very odd, but
you could have said like above the hip. It happens. That kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, it was like, oh, that happens sometimes. Sometimes you accidentally moon people, and it's all good fun games. So I wanted to make this a little bit shorter because people tend to like shorter videos. But I have a game for you, sir. This is the game. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
What I'm going to do is I am going to have 4 questions. I came up with 4 of them. I am going to name 4 A, B, C, and D gimmicks at a time. So there's going to be question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4. And you have to tell me which one is fake. But 3 of these are real. 3 out of the 4 are real. 1 of them is fake. Are you ready for number 1 question, part A?
Sure.
Something like that. Okay. So, trivia 1. Which one of these is made up? Which one of these did I make up? A tag team from Australia that licks each other's heads, as well as the heads of all the fans. They march to the ring like monkeys and often bite their opponents on their booty. They also once stuffed turkey legs in their hats and armpits.
What?
So that's number 1. Okay, keep that in mind. Licking heads and biting booties. Okay. Letter B. Whispering words of wisdom, letter B. A woman who is dressed like a Care Bear. She often threatens opponents that she will beat the stuffings out of them. She comes out to disco music and has an elaborate dance routine. She is managed by a person dressed as a pirate panda.
I'm terrified of that, but I feel like it's real.
All right. C. A woman whose entire gimmick is that she likes to take naps. She wrestles in onesie pajamas and fuzzy slippers.
I know that one is.
She used to be a 5,000-year-old magical dragon woman.
Yes, I know that one is real.
Okay.
I know that one is real.
So you know that one for real.
Yeah.
That's Wendy Q. So the other ones. Which one did I make up? The Oh wait! I didn't get to D yet.
Yeah, you didn't get to D.
A man dressed as a mummy. His name is the Yeti, which is actually an abominable snowman, but not a mummy. After a few matches, they made him a ninja. He was in a group with guys named the Shark and Bron the Leprechaun.
This is.
So which one's made up? The Care Bear, the licking and the biting, or the Yeti? The Yeti.
I think it has to be like the licking of the heads of the people, because like that doesn't feel like it's allowed. So I'm gonna go with option 1, licking people's heads.
Oh no, that happened.
What?
They were called the Bushwhackers. Yo, Luke the Bushwhacker. They would lick people's heads. Like, they came to the ring and would lick people on the top of their heads.
And this is why I should watch old wrestling.
Exactly. They marched
because
like this. Do. And they went,
I don't know.
Whoa, matey! Whoa!
Okay, which one was fake?
The fake is the one about the Care Bear. I made all that up.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I was picking between those two.
But I like that I made up that line that she was going to beat the stuffings out of them.
Yeah, that should be a real wrestler.
Maybe we create our own wrestling league one day that we can.
Yes, and that's one of the first wrestlers.
I'm going to beat the stuffings out of you. There we go. All right. Question number 2. You feeling good so far?
Kinda. I didn't do good. I messed up. My bad. All
right. Question 2. Which one of these is made up? A magician in mime face paint that does magic tricks during matches. His finishing move is pulling people's underwear out of their tights. Okay. So that's option A. B.
Okay.
A giant turkey that hatched out of an egg and immediately square danced with the ring commentator. He once wrestled Sergeant Slaughter at WrestleMania.
No way, that's...
The giant turkey. Okay. C. A puppeteer who has his puppets wrestle all his matches for him as he clumsily hides under a sheet. His puppet named Sassy Sue is a former WWE Women's Champion.
That is hilarious. I want that to be real.
D. A voodoo man who makes other wrestlers vomit black goo when he casts spells on them. He later went on to give up voodoo and become a pimp.
That would be real as well. These all sound fake but real. Because, like, I'm thinking, before the 2000s, I'm thinking that's the time where all of this probably happened.
All of this did happen before the 2000s. The 3 that are real. So which one's fake? The magician, the turkey, the puppeteer, or the voodoo man?
I'm going to have to say the puppeteer. That just...
You're right. That did not happen.
Okay. I wish it did. I wish it did, honestly.
Sassy Sue, the women's champion.
But I am still glad the others existed.
Yeah, the magician in mime face paint was named Phantasmo, and he would do a bunch of magic tricks, and his finishing move was he would pull people's underwear out from their tights without actually taking them off, and then hold them up, and they would get distracted, and he would roll them up for a win. The turkey was named the Gobbledygooker, and he was once in a battle royal at WrestleMania that was won by the Iron Sheik, but Sergeant Slaughter was also in it.
Oh, okay, that's why he went on to face Sergeant Slaughter.
I was at that WrestleMania. That was WrestleMania 2001, years before you were born. But that was the Gobbledygooker was there in all his glory, and the Voodoo Man was named Papa Shango, and he went on to become the Godfather, who was a pimp, and so. And the other ones, looking back on him, Of course, the tag team from Australia was the Bushwhackers. The woman who takes naps is Wendy Chu from NXT. She's currently wrestling. And the Mummy, the Yeti, that was very real. And it lasted one episode. It was so stupid looking that they're like, we're never doing this again. He came and beat up Hulk Hogan, and they're like, we're just going to make him a ninja.
I'm convinced that the writers were taking something.
I think that's been well done.
They probably spent too many minutes at the bar at the back to write it.
You too many drinks.
Because one too many drinks. Maybe three. I don't know. They lost count.
3 too many drinks. That sounds good. All right. Question number 3. Are you ready, sir?
Yes! Oh, sorry.
Are you ready, baby? We're going to get with question number 3, if you will. The American Dream Better Rose. All right. There was a man named Booger whose gimmicks is he likes to eat as much food as possible and fart and burp loudly. His finishing moves involves him shaking his booty and then dropping his booty on the top of his opponents.
I hope that's fake.
And winning. He was previously an evil priest.
I'm afraid that's real. I'm so scared.
All right. So B, a Spider-Man ripoff named Arachnaman, except he wore yellow and purple. He had to drop the gimmick because Marvel Comics threatened to sue. He previously handed out candy to little kids and later went on to be a rapper.
What? Hey kids, what's some non-brand specific spider candy? I mean arachnid candy? It make you just like Spider-Man.
There was, C, a man named Oz, which was basically just the Wizard of Oz. He came to the ring standing surrounded by dancing munchkins and people dressed as Dorothy and Tin Man and Scarecrow. He went on to play Shredder in a Ninja Turtle movie. He also changed gimmicks as now as a 2-time member of the WWE Hall of Fame. So the magical Wizard of Oz was the wrestler.
Yeah, I feel like that's viable.
D, a time traveler who was a king from the 1400s. He was carried to the ring on a throne by a gang of evil wizards. He once got arrested in real life for stealing someone's cat.
Okay. One of these are fake, meaning
Yes.
the rest are real, which is
Absolutely.
concerning.
Absolutely real.
I
So,
think it's
was it the Booger, the Spider-Man, the Wizard of Oz, or the Time Traveler?
I'm thinking it's either the first or last one. I'm gonna go with the booger.
So you don't think the Booger was real?
No, I don't think so.
So you're picking the Booger?
Yes. This level of comedy, we are not going to stoop down to. We're not going to stoop down to their level, okay? We're going to stay refined individuals who make good, highbrow jokes. None of this lowbrow humor.
Okay, so one more chance. Well, are you or are you not picking the Booger?
I'm picking the booger. You got me again. This is the last straw.
You picked wrong. The Booger was real. His name was Bastion Booger.
No.
He used to
Which
be
one
called
is fake?
He used to be called Norman the Lunatic. He came to the ring in like a very unflattering mankini type thing. He once did commentary for an entire episode of Raw where he just ate food the entire time and burped. It was very, very, very terrible.
Yeah, okay. That's interesting. Good for him.
Arachnaman was real. He was in WCW, and they sued and made him quit because it was way too close to Spider-Man. The Wizard of Oz guy was indeed real. That was Kevin Nash, a.k.a. Diesel, was the Wizard of Oz. And then he went on to play Super Shredder in Ninja Turtles 2 in the 90s, and then he created the NWO with Scott Hall and was a Hall of Famer 2 times over. So he had a legendary career. He survived Oz. I made up the time traveler. That never happened.
But that's cool though. That's an interesting plot line. It's more interesting than the plot lines we have currently.
It really is. Somebody whose name is Ezekiel, but it's also Elias, and yeah, that's better than that. We need more time traveling lizards.
Yeah.
So the last question, sir. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. A woman who sings during her entire matches. She changes songs depending on what is going on. When she gets put in a headlock, she often is known to sing Let It Go. Before every match starts, she looks at her opponent and starts singing Take On Me. Like, take me on, you know.
Take on me.
And then after she wins, she sings All I Do Is Win. And when she loses, she sings Say It Ain't So. So she changes her tone during every match. When she punches somebody, she sings "Hurt So Good." Oh baby, that it hurts so good.
That sounds good. That's good for her. She's probably swimming in money if she's real.
Oh yeah. All right. B. An evil dentist who came to get revenge on a Canadian wrestler because he stuck his foot in one of his friend's mouths, and he had to have dental surgery. Not only did this guy stick his foot, not only did the Canadian stick his foot in the guy's mouth, but he got the other guy's foot and shoved his foot into his own mouth. And because it was going to be a Kiss My Foot match, he didn't wash his feet for 2 months. So the evil dentist. There was also a tag team that wore orange jumpsuit and liked to ring bells. Their name, the Ding Dongs.
That sounds real. That sounds real.
All right, D. A wrestling plumber who debuted by eating a piece of doo-doo he found in a swimming pool.
No, please say that's fake.
He used to put his plunger in people's mouths. His plunger was named Betsy. After matches. His previous name was Dirty White Boy. He went on to become an evil hillbilly named Uncle Cletus. So which one is that of that is fake? The woman who sings Evil Dentist, the Ding Dongs, or the Wrestling Plumber?
I want it to be the last one, but I'm afraid that's real. And I'm thinking it's the first one.
You're right. I made that up. The one who sings and does the, that
yeah, because then there's like copyright problems.
Very good point. Very very good observation.
We need let's just be honest. We need to start a wrestling organization and just add all these people to it. There's no reason why we wouldn't do it.
Well, besides the fact that we're broke.
Oh yeah, there's that.
We need to get like a big money supporter. Like reach out to Funny Man Catweasel's passed away, but maybe we can reach out to the Ding Dongs and bring them back and they can have their own promotion.
Yeah.
We could reach out to the no. You know who the evil dentist went on to become?
Who?
Kane.
Huh.
His name was Isaac Yankem DDS, which was I Yankem.
That's interesting.
Yeah, he had terrible teeth. That was like his gimmick he was a dentist with brown and black teeth. Teeth. There we go.
Brush his teeth more then.
Indeed. It was very silly. So the silly world of wrestling gimmicks to give so that was Isaac Yankem DDS. The Ding Dongs were a real tag team. They lasted like a couple of weeks and then they were like, this is horrible. We're never doing this again. And then the Wrestling Plumber who ate a piece of doo-doo. That was That was good old TL Hopper.
We're not letting him.
Apparently, it was actually a Baby Ruth candy bar.
Okay, that makes it better. That's good.
But the implication is the man ate a piece of feces he found in a random pool. He was
Which, like, when was that?
That was like 95.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, like, so back in the 90s, they had everybody had like another job. Like, there was a hockey player named the Goon. There was a wrestling garbage man named Duke the Dumpster Drosy. There was T.L. Hopper. There was Sparkplug Bob Holly, the race car driver. There was a guy named the Repo Man who, like, dressed like the Hamburglar and would just repossess things from people.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
Repo Man. That's how he started his Repo Man. Yeah, he was interesting. Before that, he was in Demolition and Smash. But yeah, there's some weird stuff, and now we still got some silly gimmicks. I mean, we got Danhausen, who's very interesting. Of course,
he has a jar of teeth.
Yes. What? So tell everybody what Danhausen does with the teeth. He hasn't done it on AEW yet.
So when his opponents are knocked down, right, he grabs the jar of teeth. He opens it up. What do you expect him to do? Pour it in their mouths, obviously.
But why isn't he disqualified?
Because my mom's calling me. Cut this part out.
Ignore it.
I have to answer. She'll yell at me, and I'll be grounded for months. Wait, just give me a second.
Okay, I'll cut this part out.
I'm doing a podcast with Yaya right now. I have to go.
Oh no, I'm so sorry!
Okay, bye. Okay. It's done.
That's definitely not getting cut out. Alright, continue.
Okay. So yeah, he shouldn't be disqualified because he's very nice, but very evil.
No, the reason he doesn't get disqualified is people already have teeth in their mouth, so he's just putting more in.
Yeah. I mean, unless you just rip your teeth out.
Yeah, that's literally how he described it in an interview one time.
So that's how you win. You just rip your teeth out. Then there's the dance that he does where his song comes on and he dances on the side of the ropes.
Oh yeah, tequila, tequila, and he does that to distract people so he can kick them in the mouth.
Yeah, but it doesn't actually say that. It says Danhausen.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, they changed it up a bit to not get copyrighted.
I love that.
Probably not sing it because it might get copyrighted.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oops. Luckily, no one watches this, so it's good.
Yeah, it's fine. No one's gonna watch it. It's fine. If you're watching this right now, then comment below Danhausen.
Very nice, very evil.
Evil. Yes.
So, besides Danhausen, who are some of the wrestlers you dig these days?
That's how I don't watch too much wrestling. I want to watch more because I like wrestling. I'm very bad at actually watching things I enjoy.
Now, you enjoyed WrestleMania. Who were some of the people at WrestleMania you really enjoyed, or NXT?
Obviously, Stone Cold.
Oh yeah.
Obviously. And then there was that one guy, what's his face? He walked into on Seven Nation Army. He wasn't like an official wrestler.
Oh, Pat McAfee.
Yeah, and then he got beat up
by Vince McMahon. Yeah.
Yeah, which wasn't fair at all.
But then
Stone Cold came out, which was great. One person I don't like is Vince McMahon.
Well, not a lot of people like Vince McMahon.
Yeah, I feel like he should let me be the writer, because I can make it better.
The best idea ever. Let's hire Bubsy, hire Joshua Ord, new head writer for WWE. Things will go to the moon. Absolutely. All right, Bubsy. Well, we'll keep it short. Do you have any parting thoughts for everyone?
Well, my parting thought is that you should like the video, subscribe to the Or Umbrella podcast, and share this with your friends so they could also watch this if you enjoyed it.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. All right. So I got one question for everybody else. What you gonna do? I said, what you gonna do when the Or, Umbrella, and Bubsy, and Big Hustler run wild on you? Oh, yeah! See you next time, everybody.
See ya.